Today I'm going to do a chicken and noodle casserole. It's basically like chicken noodles, but I do it in a casserole dish. First of all, I got water boiling over here. I'm going to go ahead and put my noodles in. I'm using these light and fluffy extra wide, and they say to cook for about 6 minutes for al dente. And we do want to do it for about 6 minutes. You don't want to overcook them, because if you do, once we put them in the pan, they're going to keep on cooking because it's going to go in the oven for about 15-20 minutes. So we don't want them to be turned much. So I'm going to put those in there. And now that the water started boiling, I'm going to put some salt in here actually too. So I want to give it a little flavor. And just plain water. There we go. So we're going to let them come to a boil and cook for about 6 minutes. Over here in this pan, I can go ahead and start. I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of butter. That looks like about what I have left. So we're going to use it all. That's a little bit more, it's a little bit more. I like a little bit more. So I'm going to put the butter in there. Put this over here because I can refill that later. And let me turn this down a little bit or we're going to have an overflow. Heat it up quick. Stir. Actually, I really don't think it needs a lid yet. We're going to let that go. Melting down the butter. What we're going to do is usually most recipes call for just milk, but I like to use chicken stock. And if you saw my video the other day when I made chicken and dumplings, I had leftover chicken and I had a bunch of chicken stock from it, boiling this chicken. So I'm going to put that to use today and put it in this dish, and we're going to, use it up. So let me get the butter melted. What we're going to do is basically just make a roux here with the butter and the flour. Nice and melted. Once that melts, we'll put in the flour. Let me tell you everything we have here while I'm waiting for the butter to melt. I'm using the 12-ounce bag of egg noodles, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, 1.5 cups of milk, about a cup of chicken stock. I've got about 1.5 cups of peas here, frozen peas. I don't like to use canned peas because they're already mushy, and they're just going to turn to mush in the dish once you cook it. So I like to use the frozen peas. I like some texture to it. You can use broccoli. You can use any kind of vegetable you like, carrots, celery. Add anything you like to it, whatever your family likes. That's what we're going to put in there. But for me, I like the peas, so that's all I'm going to use. And like I said, I probably got about 2 cups of chicken there, maybe a little bit more. And I've got 2 cups of Colby Jack cheese. There's also 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme, and about a tablespoon or a teaspoonful of garlic powder. You can adjust those to the flavors you like. I mean, these are just the flavors that I like in mine, so that's what I use. Give these a stir so they don't stick together. Back up a little bit. Okay, so the butter's going. I'm going to go ahead and put the flour in now and decrease it just a little bit. And as you can see, I'm going to mix all the flour, get it all mixed together, get it all wet. We want to cook out the flour taste. And this light roux basically is just going to thicken our sauce. So I got that all cooked down pretty well. I'm going to add in my chicken stock. With all those pieces of fat that were gelatinized on top, give it some flavor. Like I said, you can use just milk, but I like the chicken stock. It adds more flavor to it. It gives more flavor and depth to the dish. Okay, so that's going to start, it's already started thickening. This comes together really quick. So it's basically, you're making a gravy, like my biscuits and gravy, my sausage gravy, that's what we're doing here. At this point, I'm going to get rid of the wooden spoon to me whisk, so I'll make sure there's no lumps in there. Look at me multitasking. Oops, can't do this. There we go. It's about 3 minutes. So I'm just going to let this cook on medium. Oh, there's a few pieces of chicken in there. I wonder what that was. That's from the chicken stock. I always make my own chicken stock. I don't buy the canned or the box. Even if it doesn't have sugar or salt in it, I'm sorry. It doesn't have salt in it, it still has preservatives in it. This is much fresher, it's much tastier. You can use it during the week. I actually got a quart and probably 2 extra cups out of that. So I'm using it for different things this week. Just a better way of using up your resources. Okay, so it's starting to thicken. I'm going to go ahead and put in my oregano, my thyme, my garlic powder. Get that all incorporated. Just a little bit, I want to get a little boil in there. I don't want to put in the peas yet because they're frozen. I'm trying to heat this up to get it to thicken. These cold peas are just going to stop that process and it's not going to thicken. So I wait till it gets pretty well almost to the consistency I want. Basically, you can coat the back of a spoon. You can draw your little finger line down the back of it. Toss this one good. Okay, it's coming to a boil. Starting to thicken there for me. And remember, we're going to bake this for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. We're doing it at 350, because everything's basically cooked. We're just going to heat it, get the cheese bubbly, get it all heated throughout, and bring it together. All right, let me check this. I'm also going to taste it, because I want to make sure it's got good flavor, so I need salt and pepper. Obviously it does. I didn't salt and pepper it at all. So I'm going to give it some salt, about 2 pinches, and some black pepper. I like pepper, so we're going to put a little bit more in there. You can hear it boiling. You can see it up there too. Okay, that's come together good. So now, can't use that one. I already tasted on that one. You can pretty much turn that off. We're going to put on our peas. Mix those in. Got the peas incorporated. We're going to put all the chicken in. There's white meat and dark meat in there. And we're going to get rid of the whisk now. Put this stuff out of the way. Okay. Go back to my wooden spatula here. There you go. As you can see, look how thick that's become. It's going to be just the right texture for us. I'm also going to put about 3/4 of the cheese in there. We're going to save some for the top. Just let it sit right there on top and melt. I think my noodles are just about done. Remember, like I said, I want these a little al dente, just a little bit undercooked. That's just about right. All right, let me drain these. You get The reason I'm draining them instead of taking them out like you usually see me do with my spider, I don't want any water on here because that's just going to thin out the sauce, which is nice and thick now. I'm putting it back on here just for a minute, steam out all that excess water that's in there. And once that's out, there's still some, squeeze some down in there. And that'll just use the residual heat. All right. Now we can add that into the main dish. No fluid. And then we're just going to bring this all together. Take it off the burner. We don't need that on now. Some people will crush up crackers, Ritz crackers, saltines or something across the top. Some people put breadcrumbs on it. Actually, breadcrumbs sound pretty good today, but I'm not sure that I have any. Let's see. I'm just going to use a little 9x9 dish. Get it all prepared. I'm not heating up my oven today. It is too hot. It's like 95 degrees in the shade. So I'm actually using my air fryer oven back here. It's already heated up to 350. You can't even hear it running. It's not heating up my kitchen. That's the best thing to use if you can. I'll put a link down below where you can get that. And if you don't have one, I highly suggest you get one. I use it all the time. I make my biscuits in there. I've made pies in there. I've made breads in there. I've made cookies in there. And I'm not heating up my kitchen. So it is a good investment. All right. Set all that in there. Now, like I said, you see it's all heated. It's already, ready to go. But we're gonna bring it together for like 10-15 minutes in the oven. Let it brown a little bit on top. Put this cheese on here nice and bubbly. All right, I'm gonna put this back here in the oven, and as soon as it's done, we'll be back. Okay, we're back. I just took it out of the oven. As you can see, it's nice and melty. Cheese melted everywhere. Some of it turned a little bit brown. There you can still see a little bit of the liquid around the side. Sometimes you might look at it and think that my sauce wasn't thin or thick enough. I don't want it thick like a gravy. I do want a little bit thinness. So like I said, these noodles are going to continue to cook, and when they do, they absorb the fluid. So that's why I left it just a little bit thin. I did run out and get some parsley just to decorate a little bit. You don't have to do this, just adds a little bit more color. You can use dried parsley, but since I have fresh out there, I decided I was gonna go get some fresh. It's probably not gonna sprinkle too well because I just washed it, but there you go. This is just a quick casserole dish that you can make, especially since school's starting back up. Of course, I don't know in your area if it's gonna be in person or if it's going to be virtual, but it's a quick and easy dish. You can change the vegetables around, like I said, so your kids will like it. You don't have to use peas if you don't like peas. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Have a good day. Take care.